Here we are finding answer to 10 common questions on cervical cancer vaccine. This video is mainly aimed for people of Indian subcontinent. What is cervical cancer vaccine? What is cervical cancer? What is HPV? Is this vaccine really brand new? At which age you should take this vaccine? What about its dosage? And how many types of vaccines are there? What is the cost? Where can you get this vaccine? Is this vaccine 100% effective? Is this vaccine safe to take? Everything I will share here is from updated medical research to best of my knowledge. This information shared here is based on facts, not opinion, personal assumptions or rumors. These are directly from evidence-based medicine. So, without much ado, let's start. What is the cervical cancer vaccine? It is a type of vaccine. Taking this vaccine in the correct dosage at the appropriate time can prevent a majority of cervical cancers. In addition to the regular pap smear, there is this new vaccine available now. In most developed countries, this vaccine is routinely given to all young girls, just like we give polio, tetanus, diphtheria vaccine in our country. In developed countries, cervical cancer vaccine is part of a routine vaccination program. In India, the recent hullabaloo has started since budget speech in the parliament in February 2024. Must remember that these vaccines will not prevent every cancer of human body. However, it is very efficient in preventing cervical cancer. What is cervical cancer? Cervix is a small part of uterus, but it is very mighty. It is a small area, approximately 1 inch long at the neck of the uterus or womb. If you want to know more about this organ and what it does to our body, then there will be a link of video in the description box below. Check it out. For an overview, just imagine the female body. Anatomically, if we enter the birth passage or vagina, after a few inches, we'll meet cervix, guarding the entrance of the uterus. Actually, when a pregnancy is conceived, the baby is preserved inside the uterus for 10 months with this tight organ called cervix. In Latin, cervix means neck. In the drawings of anatomy book, the cervix looks just like the neck of uterus. Hence, the name is cervix. The adjective of the cervix is cervical. That is why cervix cancer or cervical cancer are the same. One small thing I want to mention that sometimes in certain ultrasound or CT scan, human neck is also indicated as cervical. That is the neck of our whole body, not the neck of the uterus, but please don't mix them up. What is HPV? HPV is a type of virus. The full name is human papilloma virus. This virus stays in our body. A significant number of people, 3 out of 4, have HPV residing in their body unknowingly. Getting infected with HPV does not cause any symptom. Crucial to understand that antibiotics cannot kill HPV virus. This virus is quite different from other viruses. Why? Because this virus has got 200 different subtypes. Out of them, 13 types of HPV virus can cause various types of cancers in various organs of our body. The most important of them is cervical cancer. HPV is present in every country in the world. However, with the help of pap smear and now this HPV vaccine, in most advanced countries, this cervical cancer has become uncommon. Nowadays, 85% of cervical cancer occurs only in India and in African countries. As this cancer mostly affects young women, the impact on the global economy is tremendous. In 2010, we got a report from Goldstein and that highlighted this painful fact. In 2008, German scientist Harald Zarhausen was awarded Nobel Prize for discovering the link between HPV virus and cervical cancer. Apart from cervical cancer in women, HPV can also cause vulval cancer in women and penis cancer in men. It can also cause cancer of throat and anal canal, which is the name of potty passage. These can happen in both genders. Is this vaccine just brand new? It is undeniable that India is talking about cervical cancer vaccine only recently. However, From the perspective of medical science, this vaccine was invented in University of Queensland in Australia. Long back in 2006, it received FDA approval. Since then, England, America, New Zealand, Australia and many European countries and in Canada, millions of young girls have already received this vaccine. In some countries, such as in Australia, this vaccine has started to be given to young boys as well. We will hope that with time, this vaccine will be given to worldwide to younger boys too, apart from the girls. At which age this vaccine is best taken? If you open magazines or television, you will find mixed messages about right age group. Sometimes people can even seen saying information based on their opinion with great confidence that it appears whatever they are saying is true. Let's keep aside those confusions. Today, the information I am sharing is directly from American Center of Disease Control or CDC recommendation. This information has been updated on 9 February 2024. Let us hear what CDC says on this vaccine. It is best given during 11th and 12th year of life. However, from 9 years onward, this vaccine can also be given. Girls and women who did not have the scope of having this vaccine during their childhood can take this vaccine up to 26 years of age. Beyond 27th year of age, there is no significant benefit of taking this vaccine anymore. However, from 27 to 45 years of age, if the patient wishes, they can volunteer to get this vaccine with marginal benefits. That's all by CDC. What about the dose of this vaccine? In India, we have got 4 different vaccines from 3 different companies. Each vaccine can have slightly different dose variations. That is why please consult with your doctor before taking this vaccine. Usually, if someone is taking this vaccine before 12 years of age, then 2 dosage are enough. Beyond that, there may be a need for 3 dosage course. Let's discuss one issue here. The research cost of these vaccines was considerable and HPV vaccines are still quite costly. Out of this financial pressure in most nations, scientists come up with different recommendations. This is because of the pressure of funding this vaccine to all common people. Some countries may even say that just taking 1 vaccine is enough. Some will say taking 2 vaccines are enough. Whereas some scientific recommendations say that after 13, it is better to take 3 dosage schedule. Hence, talk to your doctor. How many types of vaccines are there? I have already mentioned that we have got 4 different vaccinations from 3 different companies. Each works against different HPVs. You might have already heard that there are 200 different subtypes of HPV. Out of them, 13 subtypes create cancer. Of them, 2 particular HPV subtypes, 16 and 18, are most notorious for causing cancer. If a vaccine has to be effective against cervical cancer, then that vaccine must work against at least these 2 HPV subtypes. In some vaccines, apart from the 16 and 18 subtypes, there are additional protection available for HPV 6 and 11. Please bear in your mind loud and clear that the 6 and 11 HPV subtypes do not cause cervical cancer. It protects a non-cancer condition, potty passage words. There is a new variety of HPV vaccine in which protection from 9 different HPV viruses is given. Naturally, this new nonavalent vaccine works against cancer of penis, anal canal, that is potty passage, throat cancer, etc. To get protection against HPV 16 and 18, you can take vaccines like Cervarix, Gardasil and India's own Cervical. And if you want to get protection from 9 different types of HPVs, then you can opt for Gardasil 9 vaccine. Just to sum up, if you have got enough funding, use Gardasil 9. This vaccine is now given to the children of England and used in many other advanced countries. If you do not have that much of funding in your hand, then don't worry. You can either opt for Cervarix, Gardasil or Cervavac, and they will work very effectively against cervical cancer. I suspect if one day Indian government gives free vaccination to children, India will opt for Cervavac, the vaccine produced in Serum Institute of India. What is the cost of the HPV vaccine? The cost I am sharing here is the cost of each vaccine dose. Depending on whether you need 2 vaccines or 3 vaccines, multiply this cost with either 2 or 3. These costs keep on changing. Therefore, I will try to provide the updated cost in the description box below. On the screen of this video, I am sharing the present printed price on each vaccine vial. Of course, if you buy online, then you can get some discount. As these injections are made in bulk and no extra individual human intelligence or efficiency is required behind each vaccine bottle, it is expected the price will go down sharply in near future. Most of the cost that you are paying today is the cost of the research that had happened 10 to 20 years before these vaccines hit market. Once companies have realized the cost of those researches, the vaccine costs will go down. Is this vaccine 100% effective? Before I answer to this question, I want to make clear of 2 glaring facts that we often ignore. There is nothing called 0% or 100% chance in medical science. This vaccination is also not 100% effective. However, please do not get confused. These vaccines work wonders and extremely effective against cervical cancer. Even if they are not 100% successful, they will reduce the death rate of cervical cancer to such a low level that WHO has already seen a dream of cervical cancer eliminated world. If the mission is successful, then cervical cancer will be the first cancer in the history of mankind which will be eliminated from the face of earth. You must know that unlike smallpox, cervical cancer cannot ever be fully stopped because there are some uncommon varieties of cervical cancer which can happen without HPV. Scientists need to keep an eye on this uncommon non-HPV related cervical cancer as these will not be stopped by this vaccine. I am sure you can understand why despite having this vaccine, you must continue doing regular pap smears. Remember, this vaccine is not introduced instead of pap smear. It works alongside regular pap smear in healthy women. To hear and read our write-ups or watch videos on pap smear, the links will be in the description box below. Is this vaccine safe to take? Over the last 2 decades, this vaccine has been extensively researched throughout this world, and it is reasonable to say that these new vaccines are as safe as any other vaccines those are given to newborn babies. There is no need to panic or worry about possibility that these cervical cancer vaccines may cause another form of cancer. Especially Gardasil, Cervarix and Gardasil 9 have been well researched. Reports were published in peer-reviewed journals. In 2020, research paper from Karolinska Institute of Sweden has provided the effectivity of these vaccines beyond doubt. India-made Cervavac is a relatively new entry in the market. It started its journey only in 2022. It will take a few years before Cervavac data is published. So, just wait. To date, there is no published documentation indicating that these vaccines pose any harm to humans. If you happen to hear the rumors that science is conducting experiments by injecting vaccines, please disregard those. HPV research in India is lagging behind by many decades. It is time. Let's all unite and work against this preventable deadly cancer with HPV vaccine. That's all today. Comment below. I'll try to answer.